if I'm elected MP for Hutt South, you'll have someone who's focused on the Hutt, focused on jobs, but not just any jobs, jobs that are high skilled and high waged, jobs which leverage off our brilliant polytech, jobs that drive off our scientific institutions. You get someone who cares about health in the Hutt, whether it's at the medical centres and making sure that they're properly staffed, or at the hospital, making sure that people can get their first assessments rather than being sent home. You'll have someone who cares about housing in the Hutt. Look, we've got nearly 400 boarded up houses that should have families in them. But most of all, you'll have someone who has Hutt at the core of their values and their concerns. What's at stake at this election is whether or not the Hutt has a representative who knows the Hutt. Because I know the community well, I've been able to work with people from all sorts of political backgrounds on all sorts of projects and all sorts of cases. The graffiti legislation with the Hutt Council has made an enormous difference. You don't see nearly as much graffiti here now. Working with people in Nainai and through the Hutt to get rid of legal highs. And to the older people, the retirement village that we're working on for Wainuiomata is going to make a real difference. As I've door knocked, people have told me lots of things, but there are some pretty common themes. One, they don't like boarded up houses. It just looks awful around the place. They think jobs are vital. People are worried about the health system, about access to hospitals, about the cost of going to the doctor. We've got rheumatic fever. We've got diseases which we should not have in New Zealand because of the poverty and the poor housing. People are worried about transport and having a system that works. They don't want a link from Granada to Petone. What they do want is they want to be able to drive from Wainuiomata or Waifatu or the Bays into Wellington without spending half an hour on the Esplanade. Education is an issue. People are really worried about class sizes. They're worried about their kid getting individual attention. They worry about the donations, the amount that they're expected to pay to keep their school running. I've been amazed at the resilience of a lot of people who are on minimum wage. They get up and go to work at all sorts of antisocial hours. They don't see their family. We need to get a living wage. We need to get better training. We've got to make sure that the secondary tax system works for people who have lots of jobs. I've really enjoyed this campaign. I've met lots of new people. There are new areas in my electorate. There are new businesses, which I didn't even know were there. And what comes out of that is a real buzz, a buzz that we can take forward as part of my work to work with others and make sure that the Hutt really thrives. I like campaigning, but most of all, I like being a local MP.